welcome to part 2. I am having to do this at last minute. I may even have to make this a 3-part video because I underestimated how long my clips were, and there's a total of 15, and the first video I only used 4. So this might be 3 instead of just half. So welcome to part 2, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay. It's the next day for me doing edging, and this time it really is the next day. I just did the edging yesterday, and I started painting. My daughter is at cheerleading practice, so she couldn't help me vlog. So I started painting the main wall. This is just the first coat. So you can still see the edging through the things through it. And you can also kind of see where I overlapped on my roller, but I'm hoping when I go to put the second coat on there, all that will disappear. So that's the first coat on that wall. I'm about to do the first coat on this wall. And guys, doing this completely by yourself, it's a freaking workout, man. I'm sweating, my arms hurt. I'm gonna be like buff after this almost. Not super buff, but I'll have muscle in my arm instead of just fat. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Painting is harder than it looks. I will give you that. The repetitive motion of up and down is just, it works your arms and it makes it hard. Like, I am tired from just doing this one wall, and I'm determined to get this wall done. So, oh my god. So once you do the first coat, the dry time for this paint is only an hour, but it recommend if you're going to do a second coat that you wait 2 hours before you put the second coat on. So I've already set a timer on my phone for 2 hours for this wall. I'm telling you, I'm so tired. And I've got the air conditioner going, but it's because it's such a small air conditioner in this wide room that's got the door open to the main room. It's cool in here, but it's not cool enough to keep me from sweating, basically. So yeah, I'm going to try and set you guys up somewhere so you can watch me paint this wall. Still don't know where my freaking tripod is for my phone. I misplaced it somewhere a couple of months ago. There's some green. Gotta fix. Okay, so I figured maybe if I use my dad's bed and prop y'all maybe like right here. Are you gonna stay? Oh, you're gonna stay. Okay, so I don't have a lot of battery time. You're not gonna stay because I need you at this angle. So you can see me do that corner. There we go. So let me go ahead and start doing this. Yeah. Took me about 2 minutes. I'm tired. And let me show you guys something real quick. Probably wondering why I spackled the wall besides just filling in the holes. One of the reasons why it's a good idea to spackle your walls before you paint is so you don't end up with, let me see, a few spots. So here, if I'll get it to focus. There you go. So there's one spot that I missed with the spackle. That's an actual hole. As you can see, it goes in there nice and deep. So on the camera it's coming up really large because I have you really close. But when I back up, let me get it to refocus. I mean, it does look more noticeable on camera. You can see other spots. Like this one. This one isn't in a hole though. It's just an indent in the wall. Sorry, I know you guys can hear my kids in the background. They're playing a game. They're just small indents on the wall that I missed with the spackle. and so it makes them stand out. I'm not gonna make a big deal. I have another one over here somewhere on the freaking wall right there. Oh my god, focus. There it goes. In and out. But yeah, y'all see it. It's, oh, I just touched the wet paint. Dummy. Oh crap. Yeah, I'll fix that. But yeah, so that's one of the main reasons why you want to spackle your wall before you paint it. That way you don't end up with little holes in the wall. See, when I do this, you can see that one. But the other two that I pointed out, you can't really see unless you're really trying to focus on it. Like that one right there. But that third one that's over here somewhere, you can't really see. So, I mean, when you do spackle it, if you don't sandpaper it down well enough, that's when you get this. This wall's pretty much almost already dry. That's why I can touch it and come back to nothing. But yeah, so this, I didn't sandpaper it down good enough, so it's coming out kind of weird. But it's a little late for me to do anything about it now, unless I want to re-spackle it and then repaint it, which I'm not really interested in doing. So I'm just gonna hope that these small little instances, especially because this is going to be a dark colored paint anyway, and there also might be a shelving unit that goes right here. I'm not really worried about the small little holes. That spot over there that I just messed up though, that I gotta fix that. But yeah, so I will get back on and show you what it looks like after the second coat of paint. Let me finish this first coat on this wall, wait the 2 hours, and then do my second coat, and I'll show you what it looks like after the second coat. Alright, this is still the first coat on this wall, but it's fully done. But I also had, it's been about 4 hours, and I did the second coat on this wall. So, like I said, I'm a little iffy on maybe doing a third coat. I'm not leaving this white. So, because I'm not leaving it white, let me get back a step. Let me see if I can switch, so I explain to y'all. So, if you look over there, that's fully with a second coat. The difference between a first coat and then a second coat. Now you can still see some of the patches here and here, and then you can also see the difference in my outline. Now, because I'm not leaving it white, I don't know if I want to go ahead and do a third coat because you can still see things through it, or just leave it with the 2 coats because, like I said, there's a darker color that's going over top. I think because of that, I just wanted to get it to where the red wouldn't bleed through, which I mentioned, it's not really bleeding through. Unlike over here, you can still see it. You can definitely see it. Here, it's a little bit harder. You have to like really look at the wall to really fully see it. But the thing that I'm worried about is because you can still see things like my outline and where the roller overlapped at the bottom, because I didn't go fully from top to bottom, which you're supposed to. You're supposed to do one whole swipe going up and down, up and down. I did it over here the right way, and you can see, but I had to do it in sections, so you could definitely see where my sections overlapped. I'm worried that if I don't do the third coat to hide that, to hide this overlapping, that it'll come through with the dark paint. That's really all I'm worried about. So I'm gonna wait until my husband gets home and get his opinion on whether or not I should do a third coat of white, or if he thinks that leaving it as is won't be as noticeable when it comes to putting the darker color over it. Might do I'll have to Google some things to see if it's safe to leave it like this or not, because yeah, I don't really have OCD, but there's certain things where I'm a perfectionist. There we go. The perfectionist in me wants to do a third coat, even though it might be unnecessary. And yeah, I'm tired. I'm only gonna do these 2 walls tonight. I'm leaving that wall for tomorrow, and then supposedly my dad's floor in his new place will be done by the end of today. They're gonna let it dry and all that throughout the night. Supposedly tomorrow they will be finally moving the rest of this out, so then I can start the whole process all over again on this wall. This wall, remember, has nothing done to it yet because TV's in the way and stuff, so I have to do the spackling, have to let it dry, and if there's deeper holes, the more times you have, like, spackling, depending on how deep the holes are, requires multiple layers, and you have, just like paint, you have to let it fully dry before you can add the next layer. And then you have to go back through and sandpaper it all down so that it's nice and smooth. And then, not to mention, I still have to do the crown molding, still needs a coat of white, and you over here you can notice it. See, this is white. The ceiling was supposed to be white, but my dad does smoke, and all the nicotine and smoke stuff has left a yellow sheen on it. So that's why I said everything needs a fresh coat of white paint, because I'm sorry, but that's gonna mess with what I'm wanting done in this room to have a yellow ceiling. No, so I'm waiting until we get this out of the way so I can safely put a ladder in here and work on the crown molding and the ceiling. So the plan is to do the walls as much as I can right now with all this stuff in here, and then do the crown molding and the ceiling once everything is moved out. And once I have all walls and ceiling and crown molding and everything else painted, because I even had to paint the frame of the door. So you go right there. That green color was the color of the frame of the door, and then I'm painting it white so it doesn't mess with what I'm going. I might even paint, if I have enough paint left over, because the door is not really a priority for me, but if I have enough paint left over, I do need to also paint the door, because the door is yellow on both sides. So yeah, because this room used to be yellow just like the living room. It used to look just like that, but then when my dad moved in, he requested a different color, and so my mother-in-law painted it red. No. So then we painted, he requested my mother-in-law painted it red, and now that my girls are taking over, I don't like the idea of them being in a red room, so I'm repainting it, and I let them choose the colors. I'm keeping the colors secret for now, and I'm doing the design, and I'm hoping it'll come out cute. I have this whole thing in my head. Yeah, we'll see. I tried to explain it to my mom, and she's like, yeah, you're just gonna have to show me when you're done, because I have no idea. I can't picture it. And I'm just like, okay, don't worry. I'm just hoping. But this is what I'm calling the accent wall. Even though normally you would normally do the bigger wall as the accent wall, I'm doing this as the accent wall because my girls are splitting the room in half. So, big wall. This side will be Rosie's. That side over there will be Lily's, and they literally want me to split the wall in half with their colors. So there's a little sneak peek. I'm not fully doing it in half. You'll have to wait to see what I mean by that. So yeah, that's why. And because I'm doing something neat, I'm still doing something neat on this wall that's going to tie in this wall, and then the accent wall. It's basically, I'm doing this wall one color, that wall another color, this wall is going to have a special design, and then that wall is going to be a combination of all three of these. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, you'll have to wait and see. I'm contemplating whether or not just like showing y'all the way it looks white and then surprising y'all with the color design afterwards, or bringing you along my journey of trying to do this shit by myself. Excuse my language. Leaning more toward learning to kind of doing both, like making it a surprise by not showing you the pre-color, like showing you it first, but showing you as I do it. Maybe in small little clippets, and then showing you what the whole room looks like as a whole together. Something like that. But yeah, so yeah, wish me luck. Now that that wall is kind of drying a little, it's as noticeable. See? Yeah, there's a major difference now. I think it was just because the paint was still wet. It's starting to look a little bit more seamless. I don't know. I might just leave it like that. Like I said, I'll wait and see what my husband thinks, or I'll just Google it. But yeah, definitely still need the second coat on this wall, so let me get to that, because I'm tired. Okay, welcome to day, I don't know at this point. We finally got the rest of my stuff out of here, so it is now a completely empty room. Yay! And it's very echoey. Last time I videoed, I was doing this wall, so as you can see, I have spackled, cleaned, and double painted this wall. I have also done a little bit of the crown molding at the top, and a little bit of the edging for the ceiling. And since we finally officially got this wall unmounted from the TV, I am patching up the giant hole that was in our wall. I am spackling this entire square so it'll look nice and smooth when we go to paint it. And then I also have to spackle that giant hole up there, and then several little holes from where the TV was mounted, and some other miscellaneous. My dad had like cord management going on, so he had like cord holders drilled into the wall back here. So I've got lots of little holes here to fill in. We did remove the door. The door for a couple of reasons. The first reason is this place is relatively small, and we only have 2 air conditioners so far for the entire house back here. The 2 rooms, the living room and that room. And so to help with the airflow, we keep this door open anyways to help let the cool air flow not only in here but out there to help cool off the main part of the living room, because it has no air conditioning in it whatsoever. The 2 air conditioners are one in this room and one in my husband's room. And so to help push the air out, we left the door open. Reason number 2, the door was broken. It was broken. That's it. It literally was like breaking in half, and I don't mean long ways. I mean like handle to handle, half that way. So yeah, we decided to just go ahead and remove the door completely. Now they're not going to be without some type of thing for them to sleep at night. My plan is we're going to go ahead and put a curtain. If we are going to have some privacy with a curtain. I'm getting a curtain that's going to match the color scheme of the room, so they will still have some privacy when it comes to like needing to change and all that. They'll be able to close the curtain and be that way. a metal sheeting to it, which I think I can show you. So it has like this metal grating, and then it has this mesh over it, and it's sticky, so it stays in place on the other side, not that side. And so, yeah, to help make it more seamless. And so you're supposed to spackle over the whole entire thing to make it, you know, uniform. Now, like I said, I am not a professional. I'm just doing it based off YouTube and all that. So, again, you don't have to worry about these lines because you're going to go back through and you're going to sandpaper it down. So I'm not being like real picky about making sure it's completely flush everywhere. I just want to make sure I completely cover this grading stuff so that way it doesn't bleed through when you go to paint. When I tell you this was the part I was most excited to cover, like I'm going to be so proud of myself when I see the finished product of it being covered. Now don't get me wrong, I can't take full credit. My husband did help me put the drywall. My dad cut the square for me. My husband put a piece of wood back behind it to give it a little bit more of a stable so we can push on it and it's not going to go anywhere. But when it comes to covering it, my dad was like, I have no idea what you're supposed to do. As soon as the wood was in, my husband was like, all right, I did my job, I'm done. So yeah, this stuff is all on me. So once I have the wall painted, and I'm hoping it'll look like you never even saw the square, but we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But I'm hoping that I'm doing it right, first of all, because like I said, YouTube and Google and all that. So hopefully, I'm probably going to need to do like 2 coats because I want this stuff to get like really in there, especially in this part right here. I probably should lift this and just go ahead and put some behind it. Just as a precaution. Oh yeah, that probably will not fall off. So, just like with any other hole, you kind of just covering this entire thing the way it needs to be covered and show you what it looks like after I've covered it. Then I can show you what it looks like after I've let it dry, done a second coat and sandpapered it. Because like it is repetitive and I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit there and watch me cover this thing for the next 20 minutes. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, as you see I'm working on the first coat. Let me say something that is an absolute game changer. Longer stick. It's so much better than just doing the handheld. My mother-in-law used to be a painter as a job, and I started thinking about when I did the ceiling, I was going to have to be up on this ladder, doing the hand thingy, you know, like section by section, and I was like, there's no way. So I went into the main house and looked around, and she did in fact have a longer pole. So I went ahead and I put it on there. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put it on there now and just see. And oh my God, is it a game changer? This took me less than 2 minutes. Normally when I would do it with this, just the handheld, so if you take the pole off, you know, there. And just handheld, this section would have taken me like 5 minutes. 5 like, I can reach this. That's why I didn't think about using this for the walls, because with the handheld, I can reach it up there easily. So I didn't think about using this for that. It didn't occur to me to use the pole until I needed to do the ceiling, which I'm about to do after I do this first coat. I'm going to do the coat on the ceiling. And I was like, there's no way I can do the ceiling handheld. So like I said, I went looking for this. And now I wish I could have done this the entire room. But no, I didn't discover the beauty of the longer pole until I'm working on the last wall. So, my advice if you were painting your room or whatever,
Find a long stick.
go with the longer pole. It's going to make painting your walls so much easier. So much easier. Okay, so as you see, I did the first coat. There's my patch of the wall. Obviously, the first coat is not going to hide it. This wall is getting 3 coats compared to the other 2 that only have 2 coats.
Get it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Get a long stick.
Get along to say, it will change your life and make your painting job so much easier to bear. So much easier. Yeah, see? Less than 2. I think it's so much easier. And I don't understand why, because it's not like I'm applying different pressure. I'm doing the same thing you would do with the handheld one. But for some reason, it just glides better, I guess. I don't know. It does get a little bit harder. And I do have to crouch. When it comes to his being down here. But it's still so much easier than it was when I was doing it handheld. Like, so much easier. So when I get down here, I do kind of transfer over to the handheld just because I don't know how to do this part standing up. I know professional painters, they can stand up the entire time and go. But like I said, I'm not a professional.
Did I put on a flashlight?
Yeah, you did.
How?
You're reminding me. I don't know.
Oh.
But hey, if it helps them see me better in this dark.
I think it doesn't really make a difference except for Anakin. Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? Back up, back up, back up. What is that on the camera? And again.
She asked to try, so I'm letting her. Not as easy as it looked, huh? Not as easy. This is technically would be considered her side of the room too, so. Yeah, it is. Her sister's gonna be jealous. Rosie's been asking me repeatedly if she could help. I'm going to let them help. I even bought little trays to help when I go to paint the main design on this wall. I have little trays and little rollers for them to help. For some reason, this part of the wall is like raised up compared to the side, so it's a little bit harder to get it covered, but she's doing a good job. Other way, other way, other way. The metal, remember? There you go. You can go side to side, but you just have to put the metal up. Okay, this spot apparently is being difficult for her. I might have to take over. Oh no, she got it. Look at that. Come on, you got it. Just a little bit left. Try not to scrape the other wall, please.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't remember that. Did it?
Don't let that hit the floor. All right, let me go over it a little bit. Editing process mode right now, and yeah, it's already at 32 minutes, so going to have to do part 3. So this is my outro for part 2. If you would like to know how the room ends up, please follow along to part 3, which should be up right after this one, as long as I can get it edited and stuff today before my husband gets home. So yeah, if you would like to know what the room looks like, please hit subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when that video is posted. Other than that, if you like it so far, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.